What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video that I'm going to be doing anytime there's Borderlands news. So, if you are new and you're looking for Borderlands news, feel free to subscribe because I'm definitely going to be covering all the Borderlands 3 content. I did cover some Borderlands 2 content a long time ago, probably closer to 4 years. I do upload some other stuff if you look at my channel, but you don't have to click the notification bell. You can just go through and see what I've uploaded for the day. And yeah, so as long as there's Borderlands news, I will have Borderlands coverage, and I will definitely post some videos of the game when it comes out because I'm buying it when it comes out. Not that we really have a release date yet. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the look at this game. And yes, I am recording this on my phone just because it's a little easier because laptop's kind of down right now. So we are looking at screenshots that I took of the PAX East coverage. And this, I just wanted to put this in here at the beginning because this killed me because we have the Borderlands 1, the Borderlands the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, we have the VR Borderlands, we have tons of other games, Risk of Rain 2, which looks like a super fun game, have DLC for We Happy Few, got the Borderlands Mask of Mayhem trailer, their Discord that you can join, it is discord.gg/Borderlands. Trove Saves the Universe, which is, I think the storyline is created by the creator of Rick and Morty, so some pretty cool stuff, and the space at the bottom, this space intentionally left blank, is kind of the joke, because they released the Borderlands game that you can play here, next to the Borderlands 2 thing. You can see Tiny Tina's Robot Tea Party. And it's basically a board game, and they were basically hinting like that was all they have. That was their way of picking, I guess, at the Diablo guys that released a mobile game. So instead of Borderlands, or Gearbox coming out and say Borderlands Mobile, they said Borderlands Board Game, and then kind of just pretended like that was it. That was hilarious, and I am so happy that they did that. I really wanted them to make a joke about Borderlands Mobile, but we got that, which was hilarious. So, yes, there is a Borderlands 3, and we're fixing to look at some of the screenshots from it. We also see this amazing shirt that Randy Pitchford is wearing, and I absolutely love it. It's a magnificent shirt, and I'm pretty sure anyone at all of PAX East would have seen Randy walk in from a mile away, as long as they were behind him, and he wasn't wearing that jacket he just took off right before this picture. So let's go ahead and scroll on over. So the trailer begins, and we get to see, the main villains. You guys can click the link in the description to watch the trailer for yourself, but this is just my breakdown of it. So we have Lilith here, just kind of, giving that weird look that she does. And we're gonna get into some thoughts about some of these characters in a little bit. So we have Lilith. We see the Vault Hunters that we will be playing. These were actually leaked a few months back. We have the Siren on the very left. Next to the Siren, we have Beastmaster, which is potentially this robot that can control other beasts or creatures or something. Then we have the more soldier character, which controls like a mech. I think she's called the Bot Jock, I think was what the leak said. And then we have the Spy here at the end, which kind of seems more like Zero or Doppelganger Jack. And is pretty cool. I believe his name was Zane, potentially. Not really sure. It's been a while since I watched that leaked stuff. Link to a video about that will be in the description. It's a different channel. I'll just find another video on it. So, pretty cool characters. So here we get to see the Spy's ability, where he seems to create a hologram as if he were to do that like Zero does, or Handsome Jack's doppelganger. We have the Beastmaster, and potentially these are the 3 skill trees you can go down. He can control a skag, a spider ant, or a lion monkey. Not really sure. I took some of the screenshots because we see creatures very similar. It also appears that the creature over here to the right, the monkey lion thing, has a gun. I'm not sure if that's a glitch. I think it might be because it does kind of levitate throughout the trailer kind of randomly. And the Beastmaster melee item looks pretty cool. So, let's go ahead and look at the Bot Jock. She has this mech that she can just control. There is a scene where she just kind of hops into it. Seems pretty cool, more like the soldier character. And then last but not least, we have the Siren, where she does this. She just raises her arms, and we see these hands making these different, I don't even know what you call that. Then they all make fists, and we are not really sure what she does because they don't really show. That's about all we get. There is a picture that we see further in the trailer that we'll take a look at, but we do see this. So she's got some kind of new power potentially. Then we see some new places. We see, I don't know, this gives me a Great Wall of China kind of feel. Not really sure why. We have all the new Vault Hunters standing around a Vault Key with Tannis. So who knows what that's about. We see the mech. We see the spy character riding on the mech. So potentially when the character uses the mech, the spy or anyone actually can just hop on the back and use that extra gun. Have a female psycho. This, I don't know why the hair made me laugh, and I thought I should include it in here. Also, the scenery, just in the background of all this, kind of take that in and feel it, because it's been a while since we played this, and it feels nice to kind of look at the backgrounds of some of these pictures. Here we have Lilith using her powers. Who knows what is happening? Potentially this is a scene before the scene we're going to see here in a second. She's probably about to destroy some people. That's what it at least looks like. Maybe, since we only saw her 3 times, and in 2 of those kind of weird phases, potentially this could be the end of her character, and I hate to say that because she is my next favorite original Vault Hunter. My first was obviously Roland, and spoiler alert, if you haven't played Borderlands 2, don't watch the rest of this video, because what are you doing? Beat the game. Now watch this. Anyways, in Borderlands 2, we see Roland die at the hands of Handsome Jack. Well, in the most cowardice way of him shooting in the back. So thanks for that, Jack. Anyways, so potentially this could be the end of Lilith. We do see Mordecai, I believe, once, and Brick twice, and one of those times we actually see Brick is the solo part. So we do see Maya, and whoever this new character is, Maya is one of the Borderlands 2 characters you actually play as, and she has let her hair grow out, and I dig the new look. I have no idea who this kid is, potentially offspring of Maya. That could make sense. I don't know. She would have to have siren powers, maybe, if that's even how that works. That would be interesting to see, if they decided to dabble in how that affects an offspring of a siren. That'd be something that they haven't done before, kind of a side story, or maybe part of the main story. Who knows? So next up, we have Lilith being attacked by the 2 baddies, potentially for the final time. Who knows? But she is going for that vault key, which we did see a vault key at the beginning of this. So who knows if that actual vault key was the same vault key, and where the timeline is. Is this before we see the vault key? Is this after we got the vault key from Tannis? So who really knows? Just the developers, really, and they're really teasing us with some of this. So I believe they are doing these Lilith scenes just because I think they know that she's probably the favorite one that's left. Well, maybe everyone prefers her. I just preferred Roland. Also wanted to quickly point out that Lilith has lost her tattoos, potentially meaning she has lost her powers. And if you notice on the brother, he actually has some red siren-looking tattoos. Whether he has powers or not is yet to be seen. But we know his sister does, so maybe they're trying to get him powers and they take him from Lilith. I don't know. It doesn't look good for Lilith currently while watching this trailer more than once. I think it's also worth adding a picture here where we can see that the lady to the right, whatever her name may be, she has the siren powers, so that is the 6th and final siren that we will need, because there can only be 6 sirens, I think. That is the 6th one. So in the first game you have Lilith, who is a playable character, and then Commandant Steele, who is the villain. And then in Borderlands 2 you find out that Angel is indeed a siren. And then you also have Maya, who is a playable character that is also a siren. And then now you have this character, that you see here, and the new playable character that is also a Siren. And then this guy appears to be a Siren. He has the red on his face, and he has some other tattoos on his body, but they look like they're faded or something. Who even knows? But potentially he takes Lilith's powers away, because as you see in the scene, that Lilith doesn't have her tattoos on her. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I will release another video going over what we know about the Borderlands 3 storyline. So, next up we have this. You can see the propaganda on the side. You'll see that in several pictures. But we also have a hovering technical. Then we have this one with spikes. So, pretty interesting stuff happening there. We have a wheeled vehicle. This one has machine guns. There was one in one of the other scenes that actually had rockets. So we see one of the characters driving that. It's pretty crazy. We see another new vehicle. This is slightly different than the normal car, I guess you'd say, that we see in Borderlands, which has wheels directly in front of each other. So it's a wheel and then a rod that basically connects it to the next wheel. This doesn't have that. They have separate suspension parts. So completely new vehicle. Slightly higher raised. Tires are formed differently, different suspension. Pretty cool there. So now we get into the different places that we see throughout this trailer. So here we see potentially the sanctuary of the cultists, and I call them the cultists because I think Randy referred to them as that in the interview, but during the first teaser for the Mask of Mayhem, we see them kind of up on this throne, like there's some kind of god or king, and all the bandits are praising them. They're on their knees, they're bowing, and then we see Handsome Jack's mask on the wall. Potentially it means nothing. Potentially Handsome Jack is just dead, and they put that in there to be like, hey, Handsome Jack is dead, which is what Randy said, or they believe that Handsome Jack was some kind of higher being, which would be interesting. So that's just my guess. That was my original guess, but then Randy said that, so it kind of threw me off. And you know, you never know if you can trust Randy with his tricks. Hopefully you get that reference due to some of the magic that Randy does. So, anyways, beautiful scenery. Good old Borderlands scenery. I can't wait to hop back into this. Then we have this city. People were calling it the Matawan City because it's all glowy, and then they're holding a Matawan weapon, and you know, we can see some of the words. We see caution over here on the right. We see, it looks like gibber. And then in the one in the middle, it says something else that you can't really read from this frame. And this is so fast happening in this clip that it's hard to really get a perfectly timed frame unless you have plenty of time or got early access to this, which I did not. So, quite unfortunate. Also, apologize for the vibrating noise. Vibrating noise should be gone now. So we see a jungle. Reminds me of Hammerlock's big game hunt in the second game, and in the first game whenever you had Dr. Ned's zombie island or something to that effect. We see that kind of jungle-esque island that's been taken over by zombies. And this is kind of reminds me of that. We also have this, I believe to be Vladov weapon, because it has the Gatling gun barrel. But it reminds me so much of the game Metro. If you ever played Metro 2033, Metro Redux, Metro Last Light, or whatever the new Metro game is that I can't even think of the name, it kind of takes place in Russia, and they have these very wooden, weird, adapted AKs and stuff like that, and this gun just screams that. So we'll actually look at some others. Here's one of them. Looks like an AK with some doohickeys on it. Yeah, doohickeys. So just reminds me of Metro Last Light, and I'd be okay with that because I think that's a fantastic game. Another game that looks beautiful. And once again, love the scenery in this picture. Then we have this. We can see kind of some of their propaganda, the Holy Broadcast Center. Maybe this is on the way to their sanctuary. And then we see the main enemy character's name is Calypsus, something to that effect. And then you can see on their heads they have upside down vault symbols painted on there. So, who knows? And now for this boss fight. This boss fight looks pretty interesting. Just want to apologize for sounding so tired as well. Just a lot to go through. Talking a lot, re-recording all this just to make sure I have everything. Running out of breath. It's a lot. So this boss fight looks pretty intense. It's shooting these razor blades at your characters. We also see in one of these scenes, and I don't have the other picture, but the characters appear to be shooting the eyes, and then the eyes close. So maybe this boss has phases. So that'd be pretty cool to see. Giant weird mech boss that has phases, and then maybe just comes out of the ground. That'd be cool. So then we have this scene, and I took a picture of this scene right before you actually get to see this dinosaur creature, because, well, one, you can see this building that just says live and potentially holy, and then, that building. But we have this creature here, and then we have it again down here, which kind of looks like Beastmaster's creatures that he has, and then you can actually see the dinosaur close up, and it does shoot fire in the next frame. I tried to get it before it shot fire so we could actually see some of its body. And this thing literally looks like a T-Rex, just with a crazy head. So, excited to see whatever that is. We have this picture that I took just because it seemed interesting. I really don't know what's happening. It's some kind of guy in a bunch of chains, potentially a bandit, because you can see, their skin and stuff. There's a midget on top of them. Who knows? There's this creature which creates a giant explosion, throws rocks everywhere. It's rumored, it was leaked later or earlier this year or late last year that there was a new type, like there's slag and corrosive, that there was going to be a nuclear, and potentially we could see this monster, this creature being affected by the nuclear ability, such as Bloodwing is controlled by these other elements like slag and whatnot in the second game. So next up we have what I think are Matawan enemies, just because we see kind of like this hexagon shape that we see on some Matawan weapons. We do see these tall buildings, we see some of the glowing, we see this little bot up here, we see a midget, we see some normal-ish looking people, see some crates back there, see some normal-ish looking people there, but it's mainly the hexagon shape, the M on the shoulder, and potentially whatever this in orange writing says on the enemy's chest. So, kind of seems Matawan-ish, and once again leads me to believe that is Matawan City. These are Matawan security guards. There's another clip in here where you'll get to see more Matawan-esque stuff. So here we have the weirdest looking thing. It appears to be a Goliath. I don't even know what to think about this. That hair is hilarious, and I just thought I'd put that in here. Also have a lot going on. So we have, some kind of bandit city, we have some kind of skull fort, we have a Ferris wheel, you have the background, we have whatever that is. It's just interesting. We have some graffiti, just a lot of stuff happening in this frame. Next up we have Brick with the cuts. Looks like he was in a fight. He's also got a mustache, so whether this happens at the beginning of this game or during the time jump between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3, because there will be a time jump. Even Borderlands Tales of the Borderlands would be a time jump, because that happened between Borderlands 2 and now. We see Ellie. We see Mordecai, Brick, and this is indeed Tiny Tina. Randy confirmed it, but we see Brick without a mustache. So, does Brick shave during the game? Does he get tortured? Someone shaves his mustache? Borderlands has comedic aspects. That would be something funny to watch. So we have Hammerlock, his sister, and potentially this new character. Have no idea who it was. Hammerlock is from the second game. We see his sister in the pre-sequel, who is a playable character, and this guy doesn't look at all familiar to me. We see potentially the end of Claptrap, which could be upsetting or make you happy, depending on who you are. We see a really bad picture. We see a picture of Reese here with what looks like a broken vault. So if you remember from the second game, the vault kind of has to put itself together for the Destroyer of Worlds, or Eater of Worlds, whatever it was called, to come out of the portal. It's been so long since I played Borderlands 2. I think I might go play it after this. We see what looks to be maybe dancers in the background. Also, most importantly, we see Zero, which is the second Borderlands 2 playable character we see. So far, we have seen both Reese from Tales of the Borderlands. We see Vaughn in the teaser. We see Zero and Maya from Borderlands 2. And we see Hammerlock's sister, who I can never remember the name of, from the first game. And we could potentially see other characters in the game, but we don't see any of those in this trailer. So makes you wonder what happened to Athena. We obviously know what happened to Wilhelm and Nissa from the pre-sequel, but we also have to see what happened to Jane, who was on the moon, because she did end up showing herself in Tales of the Borderlands. So maybe she makes a surprise appearance in this game. That would be interesting. So next frame, we see Marcus and Tanis, and this is Moxie right here, kind of blurry out of frame. Have no idea who this is to the left. Maybe Crazy Earl. Maybe we finally get to see Crazy Earl, huh? We have a walking weapon, which is hilarious. Everyone seemed to love that while watching the trailer. I thought it was going to be a Tediore weapon, but you can see it doesn't say Tediore. Most Tediore weapons say Tediore right on the side of it. Next up, we're going to be looking at quite a few weapons. So we see a shotgun, potentially the simplest shotgun we've ever seen, which makes me feel like it's a Jacobs rather than a Vladov, who are apparently making wooden weapons. Maybe those could be Jacobs weapons, who knows? Or, you know, there could be whole new weapon manufacturers in the game, because there is a time jump. Some could have gone out of business, some could have re-emerged. Speaking of re-emerging, Atlas is now owned by Reese, who was there with some Crimson Lance. We could see the return of Atlas weapons, which would make me happy, because that was my favorite kind of weapons from the first Borderlands game. So here we see the shotgun, simple shotgun, kind of seems Jacob-esque. We see this gun, which looks kind of like a lava gun. A lot of people are saying grenade launcher. Maybe I could not just get that frame, but some people say you can see a little grenade at the end of that trail. I caught it when apparently it was exploding. So here we see the Sirens ability, potentially, where it looks like a hand is holding the enemy up, kind of like Maya's, but they look like they're missing legs, so maybe it evaporates them. Who knows? It's crazy stuff. We see this crazy behind weapon, but once again, scenery. Love the scenery. We're seeing these antennas, not antennas, these electrical lines that we saw in an earlier picture when we saw the first AK Metro-looking weapon. And then here's where the Matawan theory comes back. We have another potential Matawan weapon in hand, kind of a weird-looking weapon. We have the word Matawan plastered everywhere. We have the glowy lights. Kind of seems a little Matawan. So, potentially a Matawan City. We have this weird gun where I don't even know what's happening. Some people were saying this is the mech, but then others were saying if it were the mech, why can't you see both the arms? Some people think it's a wrist launcher kind of thing, and I'm all for that. There is a picture where you can actually see what looks like a wrist gun in a box. Someone pointed that out to me. I don't have that screenshot. Could not get that perfectly timed. We have this weird little RPG stick against these two bandits. I have no idea what this is, but I want it. It looks amazing and hilarious. Here we have a sniper shooting these weird, crazy bullets. Who knows what is even happening in this picture? Crazy stuff. We have this laser gun shooting cryo, potentially, so we could see the return of laser weapons from the pre-sequel. We could see organic looking weapons, because this weapon looks like, you know, a tree is growing out the end of it almost, and it does look Matawan, because once again we have the hexagons. Are those hexagons? I don't even know. Here we have a true Metro weapon. We have, you know, the Metro-esque scope. We have the little doodads on the side. Yes, doodads. And then we have the little watch, where in the Metro series it kind of tells you how many radiation you have. And you see right here, this is the magazine in red, and then down here we have 742. Who knows what that is? I'm interested. This gun has got me all kinds of curious about what's happening with the weapon manufacturers in the Borderlands universe. We have the last word in Borderlands 3, a Jacob's weapon. We have what looks like the character sliding, because the character's leg or foot is in frame, versus this guy with the shield, and you have little shields off your weapon, so that's cool. Potentially a new style weapon. We also have this barrel over here. Not really sure why I took this picture. Next up we have what looks like a rickety Jacob's weapon. Then we have the character sliding again, using a weapon with potentially two scopes. You know, in pub you can have a sight, and the sight on the side, and you kind of just tilt it. That would be interesting mechanic to see. Maybe in Borderlands you can now replace sights. Maybe it's not all about the loot in Borderlands. Maybe they add a weapon crafting system, or maybe you can upgrade the attachments on your weapon. So you can change your stock, you can change your sight, you can change your barrel, you can change your mag, you can have a bigger magazine capacity. Different things like that. I don't know how people would feel about that. Personally, I'd be okay with it, because then it would become farm the weapon, then farm the parts, and then build better weapons. But potentially that could make it too easy, because then it's not about farming the perfect weapon. It's about farming the weapon, then making the perfect weapon. So it would be more about the parts. It really depends on how they would implement that, really, if it would be too easy or much more difficult. And I'm perfectly fine with making Borderlands more difficult, because I love playing these games. Next up, we have whatever in the heck is happening in this picture. Craziness. Who even knows? We have this Canon Gun, potentially a form of grenade launcher. Pretty cool looking weapon. So let's go and go to the next one. This one appears to be shooting discs that are tracking the enemies. Like I said, these are very, very short timed frames. Who knows? This appears to be what's happening. This gun also takes up a lot of the screen. Next up, we have this demon creature that I just wanted a picture of because it's so crazy. We have the dead thing on the floor too. But this demon looks insane. And I want this game. Like a year ago. I need this game. So I paused this here just so we could look at some of these weapons. Some normal weapons on the ground. Don't know why my taskbar just appeared. We can see the characters, but then there's this gun, which you get a better look at in. Also, we have this shotgun right here, very simple looking. But we have it appear here where it has an energy stock. Not exactly sure what's happening, but once again, potentially manufacturers, and I am so excited for this game. I can't wait to know when it comes out. There's going to be more information about these games and the release of Borderlands 1 Remastered for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And then there's also going to be more news about Borderlands 3. And I think something else. I believe they're doing something with the Handsome Jack collection where it's in 4K now. And they're going to be releasing more information on April 3rd, which is just a few days away, right before Shazam releases. By the way, if you watch my channel for some of the reviews, Shazam review coming next weekend. So I was just looking at Borderlands.com. By the way, link to that is in the description. Link to everything I talked about in this video is actually in the description. So link for Borderlands.com, link for the trailer for this, link for the trailer for the Game of the Year edition, and link to the leaks. All that is in the description. So let's go ahead and go over Game of the Year edition just real quick. I know I have Borderlands 3 plastered on the screen. That's mainly what this is about. But until this game comes out, and we won't know any more information until April 3rd, so it'll be about a week before we know anything else. Make sure you follow my channel. Make sure you subscribe. Follow my Twitter. Or just follow the Borderlands Twitters. Shoot, cut me out completely. Don't follow me on Twitter. Follow them. Okay, you can probably follow me too. Please, I need followers. But be sure to subscribe so you can know whenever that content comes out. And I will rip these videos apart to get every little frame so I can make sure I see everything in these videos. And I'm going to watch tons of videos when I'm done with this and probably realize that I forgot to put stuff in this. So yeah, but anyways, Borderlands, the Game of the Year edition, releases on April 3rd. Same day we get more information, so you can enjoy Borderlands from here until the new game releases. And guess what? It's only $30. $30 to enjoy one of the best games you have ever played in your entire life. And that includes all 4 DLCs completely packaged with it. You get brand new graphics. They are now shift codes that you can put into Borderlands. And you can get the golden chest, and get items from it. You can also get more achievements. So if you're an achievement hunter, you can do that. Get more achievements, more gamer score. There's so many things that are amazing about this. You can get it April 3rd for just $30. And I'm going to pick me up a copy because I'm so excited for Borderlands 3 that they can have my money. I'm willing to buy this game so they can have money to put it towards producing more Borderlands 3 content. So excited. There are also way more weapons. I don't know if they're brand new weapons, if they're weapons ported over from the pre-sequel or Borderlands 2, but they're new weapons. The trailer says so. Link to that trailer in the description. But we won't know anything more about Borderlands 3 until April 3rd. Coincidence that it's on April 3rd? I think not. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing, click the notification bell so you get notified when I make new videos like these, because I'm going to be making videos like these quite frequently, and I'm probably going to go over some Borderlands 1 stuff, because there's apparently going to be new stuff to do, new weapons to grab, all new graphics. I'll probably stream that some. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.